What would you do if the room you're sitting in right now suddenly filled with thick smoke? Not a little whiff like incense, real choking smoke that scratches your throat and steals your breath. We'll come back to that in a second. Hi everybody, and welcome to my channel. Hi, I'm Esty. I'm a parenting coach, a children's author, and a bibliotherapist, which means I use the power of stories to help parents and children heal, grow, and connect. Before we dive in, I have something special for you. It's my ebook, How to Heal Children's Trauma Through Stories. Inside, you'll discover gentle strategies you can start using right away to nurture confidence, calm, and connection with your child. The link is right below this video. So back to my question. What would you do if the room filled with heavy smoke? Of course you wouldn't sit there calmly. You wouldn't keep listening to me. You'd drop your phone, look for an open window, find the nearest door, and do anything to get fresh air. In that moment, no talk, no class, no great advice would matter. The same is true if the room ran out of oxygen, or if you smelled a sharp scent of fire. In those moments, our only goal is to survive, to breathe, to get ourselves to safety. Now imagine a different, very normal scene. Maybe it happens on your commute, stuck in traffic. Maybe it's evening after baths, dinner, and bedtime. The house is finally quiet. You just want a hot cup of tea and a deep breath. Right then, your child comes to you. Sometimes it's a small story from school, sometimes a fight with a friend, sometimes something that sounds like nothing to you. But to your child, it's everything. Here's where the smoke picture helps. Your child's heart is full, like a room full of smoke. As long as that smoke is inside, anger, hurt, disappointment, fear, your child can't hear anything. Not smart explanations, not helpful tips, not even kind words. They're just looking for emotional oxygen. They need to let out what's inside so there's room again. This isn't only for kids, it's us too. You've had days when you came home tired, overloaded, maybe hurt by something someone said, and all you wanted was to share with a good friend. Not for advice, not to be fixed, just to be heard, to be seen. That's how your child feels after school, when a friend wouldn't sit by them, or when they burst into tears because others played outside and they didn't. They're not asking for a big talk. They're looking for air, a way to breathe. Listening, then, is not one more tool, it's the oxygen of the relationship. It clears the heart. When the room is aired out, thinking is possible, advice can land, solutions appear. Sometimes, and this feels like magic, your child no longer needs advice at all. Once the smoke clears, they can see the answers that were there all along. Think about it. How many times did you try to explain what to do and your child didn't listen or pushed back harder? And what happened in the times you just listened? Let them cry, vent, tell the story? Didn't they calm down faster and even find their own next step? So today's key message is simple but powerful. Before advice, air out the heart. Listening isn't a luxury. It's breathing. It keeps us connected to our children, even in the hardest moments. Let's go a bit deeper. Why is listening the first step before anything else? When the heart is crowded, it can't take in more. Simple idea, but it's one of the most important truths in life with kids and with people. Think of yourself. You come home after work, your head packed with tasks, a rough email, or draining call with a relative. You walk in and your partner starts explaining how you should just see it differently. How do you feel? You can't hear it. You're full. You don't want a fix. You want a kind ear. Now copy-paste that to our kids. A child comes home with a heavy heart. Friend drama, a teacher's harsh words, losing a game. They can't hear what to do. Their heart is full, like a smoke-filled room. While that smoke is inside, they can't see doors or windows. They can't see tools right next to them. This is where listening opens a big window. When a child lets out what's inside by crying, talking, even yelling, the room airs out, the smoke thins, their eyes open. They start to see what's around them, their strengths, their inner tools, the options they have. Then something almost magical happens. Once the heart calms, the child often doesn't need our advice. They find a solution on their own. You know that moment. After venting, your child suddenly says, "Maybe tomorrow I'll ask to play with someone else." You didn't feed that line. They saw it once the room cleared. Remember, kids don't learn only from our advice. They learn from their inner experience. When we let them release feelings, we're giving them a chance to process. They discover they can handle things. That builds real confidence. One of my favorite moments with moms I coach is when mom pauses the urge to advise. She breathes, listens, lets the child speak all the way through, and the child settles themselves. It may take a few extra minutes, but the smile after, it's worth everything. So why does listening come first? Because it opens the heart. It brings back oxygen. It lets the child see what's already inside. Strength, creativity, problem solving. We don't have to invent a path for them. Often, all they need is someone to let the smoke out so they can notice the open door. Picture it. A big window opens, fresh air flows in, the smoke slowly fades. At first, you still can't see much, but bit by bit, the room appears. A table, chair, books, even a little key on the shelf. That's your child. First, there's a heavy cloud of feeling. With your listening, they rediscover what they already have. If why is clear, let's talk how. Here are 5 simple rules that can change the way your home feels. 1. Warm, present attention. Your child needs to feel you're with them. You won't always have 100% free time, but a look, a nod, a tiny "I'm here" goes far. If you're washing dishes and they start talking, you don't have to drop everything, but turn, smile, say, "I hear you." If it's a big moment, tears, fear, then yes, pause, sit at their level, make eye contact, maybe a gentle touch or a hug. Eye to eye is powerful. It says, "I'm stepping into your world." I remember a moment with one of my kids. He was about 2.5, not an easy age. I'll talk about that another time. One afternoon, after he came home from daycare, tired and cranky, I gave him his usual baby bottle filled with water. It was almost to the top, maybe just 1 centimeter less than full. He handed it back to me and cried, "No, I want it all the way up." Now, I had a few options. I could tell him, "It is all the way up," but then he'd scream, throw the bottle, and have a meltdown. I could also just add that last little bit of water, and maybe he'd be happy, or maybe he'd just find something else to complain about. Instead, I tried a third way. At the time, I'd been listening to some talks about really listening to kids, so I decided to reflect his words back to him. Honestly, I was amazed at what happened. When he whined, "I want it all the way up," I looked at him and in the same tone asked, "You want it all the way up?" He nodded, put the bottle in his mouth, and that was it. No fight, no meltdown. He just felt like I was with him, and that was enough. 2. No side comments. Nothing kills connection faster than sharing and hearing, "Your shirt's dirty," or "Say that word right." Imagine telling your friend something painful, and she stops to say, "You have spinach in your teeth." Ouch! When your child talks, just listen. Corrections can wait. If 2 kids talk at once, give order and safety. "I want to hear you. Let me finish listening to your sister, then I'm all yours." 3. Mirroring. Gold tool. Repeat what they said with a gentle, checking tone. Little one, "Fill my bottle to the very top." You? To the very top? Instant calm. Their brain thinks, "I'm heard." For older kids, "So just to be sure, this happened and it made you feel hurt, right?" That short check builds deep trust. Empathy, words and body. Short lines work best. "Wow, that really hurt." Or, "I get how upsetting that was." No speech needed. Your body talks too. Soft eyes, nodding, a hand on the shoulder. They won't just hear you're with them, they'll feel it. And 5, don't jump to fixes. Our parent reflex is to fix, but jumping too fast says, I wasn't really listening. So, breathe. Let words pass through ears and heart, then the brain. You'll be surprised how often, after true listening, your child finds their own next step. Each rule is small, but together, they change everything. Home becomes a place with air to breathe, a place every child knows. Mom hears me. I matter. Now let's take quick real-life examples. Example number 1. I hate my teacher. Your daughter storms in. I hate my teacher. I never want to see her again. Pause the urge to scold, like, we don't say hate, or defend the teacher. In the peak of pain, we accept the feeling. Sounds like a really hard day. I bet that felt awful. Sometimes a hug is enough. Later that night, when the storm has passed, offer perspective. I see how much it hurt. Maybe your teacher had a hard night. It doesn't excuse her choices, but it helps us remember she's human. Let's think about tomorrow. Example number 2. Ice pop at the bus stop. Scenario A. No ice pop, but I want one. I said no. Tears, yelling, everyone miserable. Scenario B, with listening. I'm not buying an ice pop now, but I want one. You're disappointed I said no. That's really frustrating. He feels heard, and often that's enough to calm, even without a yes. Example number 3, the it doesn't hurt myth. A child falls. We say, you're fine, it doesn't hurt. We mean well, but we're denying their truth. They do hurt. Now they hurt and feel unseen. Better is, ouch, that really hurts. Let's sit together a minute. Usually after a short, warm pause, they settle. Example number 4, stretching the drama for attention. Some kids milk it. Tiny scrape, big noise, long complaints for more attention. Blend 2 steps. A, short empathy. I saw you fell. That hurt. You gave it the attention it needed. Then, gently move on without feeding the drama. If it drags on, I hear that you're still upset. I've understood. And now it's time to continue. If you still need to cry, do it in your room. We avoid rewarding the act while still honoring the first feeling. In all these, it's not perfect wording that matters. It's the listening. Give the feeling a place, even briefly, and balance returns. So far, we've talked about us listening. There's also a quiet tool that sometimes does the work for us. Stories. Many children, especially quiet or shy ones, struggle to speak their feelings. They're full inside, but words get stuck. Stories act like a gentle mirror. Through another character in another place, the child thinks, that's me. Someone finally put my feeling into words. The heart softens, tears may come. The story listened for us. I remember one of my kids, about 4 years old. One day, he got off the bus at the wrong stop. No one noticed. We were worried sick until, thank God, someone who knew us brought him home. He was scared, but he wouldn't talk. He shut down. Days later, I read Sometimes Yuri Worries, a book about worry and confusion. As I read, he tightened. Then his eyes filled. The tears just came. The story had done the listening. I didn't have to push with questions. The book echoed his inner world. Tip: at bedtime, choose a story that touches something your child is facing. It doesn't have to be a therapy book. Even a simple tale about not wanting to share or a character who felt afraid can open the heart. The goal is not to force a talk. If your child stays quiet, that's okay. The listening still happens inside. Often, though, a door opens. That happened to me too, they might say. or they start to ask questions. That's your sign the story opened a window in their heart. And when you read it aloud, it's even stronger. Your voice carries the message. It feels like mom is speaking the feeling they couldn't say. That is a huge anchor. So next time you want to listen but your child is closed, don't panic. Pick a fitting story. Let the book speak. Sometimes it's the most effective tool we have. Now we are going to the most important part, listening to yourself. Pause and remember, you have a heart too. You carry loads, feel tired, and have days when you don't have one more ounce of listening left. That's okay. You don't have to be perfect. Many moms tell me they feel they must always be open and warm. But to truly listen to your kids, you need something in your own tank. If you're empty, no air, no oxygen, there's nothing to give. I like to say, my ears fell asleep for today. You can tell your kids that kindly. It's not weakness, it's healthy modeling. You're showing them you also have limits and you care for yourself. Saying, I'm tired now, let's talk tomorrow, teaches an important lesson. Mom has needs too, and that's okay. How to refill. One simple practice, 10 to 15 minutes of non-stop writing. Grab a notebook, set a timer, write without stopping. Don't judge, don't edit. Even if you don't know what to write, put, I don't know what to write until the real words show up. It empties the mental drawer. What weighed on you lands on the page. Your heart breathes. Not just writing, any small air works. A quiet coffee on the porch, a short walk, calming music, a short prayer or psalm, whatever fits you. The key is permission. It's allowed, even if the sink is full. When you take small breath breaks, you're not only kinder to yourself, you model a healthy life. Kids see mom caring for herself and learn to do the same. Listening to yourself isn't selfish, it's responsibility. Only when you hear your own feelings and limits can you truly hear others. Ask yourself, what gives me oxygen? What brings me back to life? A talk with a friend? A walk? A few lines in a journal? A hot tea and a quiet evening? There's no one right answer, only the one that works for you. Remember, mom is allowed to say, now it's my turn to breathe. Now I want to speak of some exceptions. Listening is a golden key, but there are times when listening alone is not enough. Some moments require a clear, immediate boundary. Example, your child proudly says, Mom, we and some friends let the air out of our teacher's car tires. That's not just feelings, that's dangerous and harmful. This is not the moment for nodding and I understand how exciting it felt. This needs a firm stop. Your voice and eyes should show red line. It's okay to be shocked or angry and to make it clear this is unacceptable. Boundaries aren't the enemy of listening, they're part of it. Real listening can tell the difference between a hurting heart needs comfort and harmful behavior needs a stop. Kids learn that even when we understand them, we also teach right from wrong. Another big rule, never use your child's sharing against them. Imagine your child admits, I was so scared at the school play, I almost ran off stage. Later, in anger, you say, well, of course, you're always a scaredy cat. That slams the door. Your child learns it's risky to open up to you. Jokes, teasing, annoyed comments, doesn't matter. For your child, trust is broken. We want the opposite. Your child should feel their heart is safe with you. What they share stays protected. Listening is a vault. What goes in does not get used against them. This doesn't mean accepting all behavior or skipping consequences. It means we correct actions without shaming feelings or private shares. In short, feelings, welcome. Dangerous acts, stop. Personal shares, keep safe. That balance makes us both caring and authoritative, a warm, listening mom with clear, kind boundaries. Now I want to speak about a very familiar problem. What are we doing if our child doesn't talk? How can we provide him listening? What about the quiet child who won't share? Some kids are naturally private. Sometimes it's a phase, sometimes something hard happened and words won't come. Listening gets tricky when there's nothing to hear. Here are 4 gentle tools to open the door without pressure. 1. You go first. Share a light, personal moment. Tell a small story from your day. I met an old friend today. It reminded me how we used to swap secret notes. You're not preaching, you're inviting. Over time, this says, with mom, talking is safe. 2. A season of no judgment. Some kids fear criticism. Maybe in the past, sharing got them a lecture. Try a set period where you practice listening without corrections. You can mirror and empathize, but skip judgment. Later, in a calmer time, you can teach values. It takes self-control, but it opens doors. Number 3, never use their words against them. This is the most important rule. If they opened up, that stays protected. Even a teasing line can burn the bridge. Keep their share safe like a secret. Only then will they trust you with their heart again. And 4, stories as a bridge. When words won't come, a book can speak. A story that matches their inner world lets them feel understood. Sometimes they'll talk afterwards, sometimes not. Either way, they feel seen. So, if your child is quiet, don't panic and don't push. Remember the 4. You go first, no judgment for a while, never against them, and stories as a bridge. It takes patience, but even the quietest child learns their heart is safe with you. Let's pause and wrap it all up. Today we saw what happens when a heart is full. A child who's flooded can't hear us. Listening is like opening a window in a smoky room. Before advice, air out the heart. That's our key line. Remember it whenever a child comes to you full of feeling. And to make it real, here's a simple practice for this week. 3 small steps anyone can do, even on a busy day. 1. One small mirror once a day. Pick one moment, any moment, and mirror what your child said. I don't want this. You don't want this? My day was so annoying. Your day was really frustrating, huh? 1 sentence. You'll be surprised how much calm and closeness it brings. 2. One eye-level moment once a day. Bend to their height, look in their eyes, and silently say, I'm with you. After a tiny fall, during a story, or at morning drop-off, eye to eye is emotional oxygen. 3. 10 minutes of non-stop writing for you. To give, you need a full tank. Set a timer and write without stopping for 10 minutes. No judging, no editing. Grocery lists or tears, anything is fine. You'll feel lighter and more ready to truly listen. Before we go, something important. Every time you really listen to your child, you did a huge act of kindness. It may look small or ordinary, but it gives them worth, safety, and belonging, a gift that lasts for years. So please, pat yourself on the back. Appreciate what you're doing. It isn't always easy or natural. The fact that you're learning, practicing, trying, that's a big win. Friendly reminder, if you haven't downloaded my guide, How to Heal Children's Trauma Through Stories, now's the time. It's full of simple, practical tools from years of working with moms and kids. It can change how you handle those small, important moments with your child. And one more thing, if you haven't watched these videos yet, I really recommend you do it now. They're pure gold, packed with little insights that can be your real helper in this precious, meaningful job called being a mom. See the full list and links in the description. Today we've talked about the amazing power of listening, how it opens hearts, calms storms, and builds a deep bond with your child. In the next videos, we'll dive into a topic that brings so much confusion and often leaves parents feeling helpless: discipline and boundaries. we'll learn why healthy boundaries are so essential for your child's emotional growth, how to set them with confidence, without guilt, and how to gain your child's cooperation while keeping the relationship strong. Most of all, we'll see how even the hardest moments can turn into real opportunities for learning and growth. So make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss this gold. And so far, thank you for watching. And remember, your child's emotional strength starts with you. So take care of yourself, take care of your kids, and see you in the next video.